this is the pistachio gelato that you all had the other night. Or the other day, yesterday. And so, I mean, it really tastes like a gelato, doesn't it? So now you're going to see how to make this magic gelato. Cut open this tofu. And if you don't eat tofu, if you don't want to have soy, you can use more avocado. Basically with these things, what I'm showing you is you've got to have a certain texture to your mass. You could put more mango in it. You could put sweet potato in it. But also I'm thinking about color. Sweet potato would probably be all right. So when you're going to see with the muffins and with the gelato, how many of you all have made homemade ice cream? Okay, so you know how you have to make a custard or something that's kind of a pretty thick consistency to put into your ice cream freezer. So that's what you're looking for. You can make any kind of ice cream. I'm just going to show you again a formula here. And this is, I've done a chocolate ice cream. I've done a lemon cream ice cream. I've done peach ice cream. You know, you can do any kind of, you can do a raspberry, strawberry, whatever you want, you can make. And you're always going to think about color. So I had to think about color, you know, what that pistachio gelato looks like. So we've got spinach and we've got avocado. And you know how they always have the little pistachio chunks in there, so there they are. But we're going to make our cream base. So I make it very creamy with the avocado and with the cashews to get that creamy mouthfeel. Now, one thing I have not done, that if any of you all want to experiment, that I will experiment with, do you remember how Dr. Fuhrman said that the aquafaba helps the ice cream not get so hard? Because that is a problem. It gets hard when you put it in the freezer. And what I've done when I've served large groups of people is I've gone ahead and scooped it into the sherbet dishes, stuck it in the freezer. Then when I'm going to serve it for a party or whatever, I bring it out, let it sit out for a little while, and it'll soften like the gelato, like it did out there. And so that's how I've done it in the past. But I want to try folding, so using some of that aquafaba in it and see if that will keep it from getting so hard, because the commercial ice cream companies use all these stabilizers in theirs. I still haven't mastered that so that I can have it taste like, like Baskin Robbins or something like that, have it be the texture of that when you bring it out of the freezer. But I may market this thing, so I got to figure that out. Okay, so this recipe calls for, let me see. And this, let me just tell you, what I'm making here, it would also make a lovely sauce for anything, for these muffins, for anything. So you don't have to freeze it. You got a sauce there. Okay, so I put the avocado in first. One half avocado, 2 cups of water. You could do coconut water. It'll make it sweeter, but then again, it's sweeter without the fiber. And you can put beans in the ice cream. 1/2 cup cashews, white beans, of course. If you did a chocolate ice cream, you could put black beans. And now we're going to put, well, this one calls for, these are the medjool dates, so might need a few more. And see, I make it pretty sweet, as you can see. Look at the number of dates there. So, and the only reason I do that is because when it freezes, but you just had one little scoop of it. When it freezes, it tastes less sweet. And I've had to make this stuff, kind of commercially palatable. And see, I'm not even looking really at the measurements, because I'm going to be looking for the consistency. And then, of course, I would be tasting it to make sure it's sweet enough. Now, here is my tofu. That's all I'm going to put in there. And you can put firm, you can put silken. Okay, so let's see what consistency we get out of this. Yeah, this is going to be about the consistency if you were making a custard cream. So see, it's not quite the right color. This is not exactly the color that you're going to see, but I see that it needs more green. So now it's when I start throwing the spinach in there, and I am going to need a plunger for this. That's one of the reasons I highly recommend the Vitamix over any of the other high-powered blenders, the plunger, because we do a lot of things kind of thick. And now I know James likes to do it with a spatula, but I've dropped it in there and done too many things. I don't want to do that. And I've gotten really used to doing it fast with this thing where I can really stir it around. Okay, look at the color here. See, that's about that pistachio gelato color. And see the consistency? So anything, you can do anything that you want to put in there. Just get kind of this thick, custardy consistency. And ice cream maker. So you need to have an ice cream maker. And if you don't, Cuisinart ones are great. And then also you can get, they have the bucket electric ones with the bucket, which work just fine. Where you have to pack the rock salt in there. The Cuisinart one has a canister which you put it in, which you just can keep it in the freezer. And so all you do is you make this, blend this up, pour it in there, switch it on, and go about your business. And it will turn off. The Cuisinart one will turn off when it gets stiff enough to stop it, and then it's ready. It doesn't take very long. What I recommend if you're going to freeze it is that you take it, once you make it, and then put it in scoops. And then you can take those scoops out. Now I have frozen it, and I just stand in the kitchen and just start, I just let it sit out for a while, just start eating it out of the container. So, it's however you want to do it. And then, of course, what we have, pistachio always has pistachios in it, but you don't want those ground up. So I'm not going to make this but what you would do is just put it in the ice cream freezer and then put however many pistachio nuts you want in there. I've got it on the recipe, but you can do what you want and blend it around. But you can make a chocolate almond with chopped up almonds in it. Coconut ice cream where you blend all the coconut in there, and then you can have you just have this creamy coconut ice cream. And if you want texture to it, add some. But you want to soak your coconut because it'll start absorbing all the water. So if you're using dry and sweetened coconut, just soak it in a little coconut water. And you can make it with coconut milk, coconut water. But you want to get, this is your formula. You want to get your stuff in that consistency right there.
And that's using the avocado and the spinach.
Yes.
And so if you're going to make chocolate, you just add cocoa and whatever.
Yeah, and you might want avocado. See, I wouldn't use avocado if I'm going to make something that's orange. If I want to do like an orangey type of orange sherbet type of ice cream, well, I wouldn't use avocado because it's going to throw the color off. But chocolate, it doesn't matter. So throw an avocado in there because that's really nice and rich. And see how this could make, and you could make it a little thinner. I'll taste it and see how it would work because I don't think I had. That's pretty darn sweet. That was enough. This right here is a nice sauce. Now, I didn't put almond extract in it. Which one is almond? But you would put some almond extract in it, because you know how the gelatos always have, the pistachio always have that kind of almond flavor? So I have a natural almond extract here. But, I mean, there it is. I don't need to put it in there. But as I said, it's a wonderful sauce. This sauce, which at the end of the slide thing I talk about this, these sauces can be used for breakfast too. If you have something, you can pour it over. I do it like I'll do a fruit bowl, and then we'll have some leftover sauce, and we just pour it over the fruit bowl. You can put ginger in this sauce, which we're going to be making soon, a sauce that's very similar to this one for the, maybe I'll hang on to this sauce, because we could even use this sauce. We could use this sauce, which I'll just show you how to do something. You'll have a recipe for the sauce for the ginger poached pears, but let's go ahead and use this sauce and convert it and make it work for the ginger poached pears. What about that? Okay, so we'll set this aside.
Can you put the plunger so we can see the consistency?
Yes. Can you all? Let's see. Let me do it in this. Okay. See this? Now, when I make it, I'm going to thin it down a little bit, not much, for when we do the poached pears.
If you were going to plate it up in individual servings and then put it in the freezer, when it's that consistency, can you plate it up?
It'll get really hard.
Yeah, but it won't stay in a mount.
No.
No.
Plating it up from an ice cream.
Once you've done it in the ice cream machine, let's say you've got some people coming over for dinner and you've got 6 guests. Well, you go ahead and make your ice cream. You can have it running in the kitchen, your ice cream maker running in the kitchen while you're eating dinner, and then it'll be ready when you finish dinner. Or you can go ahead and make it in that afternoon or the day before, or whatever. Scoop it out with an ice cream scoop. Put it in the dishes that you're going to be serving it in. Put them in the freezer. Then when you got your guests, you pull them out. Just kind of, that's what they did out here, and then you let it just sit out for a little while it softens, and serve it.
About an hour?
No, not for those little scoops. I'd say you just need to let it sit out for maybe 10 minutes for the little scoops.